Now, intimacy is really about a state of mind. It is an ability to maintain physical, emotional, and spiritual contact with another person. And it is within your power to maintain intimacy in your relationships, and you have to be intentional. That spark that you get in the beginning of relationships, that always goes away because it's like chemically based. So you're high on love, you're high on lust, but that will eventually fade, and that's totally normal. But the way to keep kind of, stoking the flames, if you will, is to be intentional and to make sure that you're working on maintaining the intimacy with your partner. Now let's look at intimacy and gender programming. Now, women, I know we're just talking about gender, so girls and women and boys and men. Women stereotypically, this is based on some research, this doesn't ring true for everyone, but women define intimacy in terms of verbal communication. Women express closeness through talking. Women create connections through conversations, sharing feelings, talking about personal issues, and having in-depth conversations. Stereotypically, men define intimacy by doing things together. They connect by doing things. So they express intimacy by participating in team sports and or working together on projects. When men like someone, they express this through shared activities. Yes, there are conversations, but it's usually during the process of doing something fun together, something active. Mountain biking, skateboarding, rock climbing, playing pool, going bowling, you name it. Now, on the topic of intimacy and gender programming, while men desire intimacy in their lifetime partnerships as much as women do, the different preferences for how to express this connection can result in complaints and dissatisfaction, especially if there's been a lack of communication around this. So when a wife asks her husband to spend some time talking about feelings, she is showing her preference for intimacy, as is a husband who asks his wife to take a walk with him or go fishing with him. A problem for the relationship exists if these different preferences result in couples feeling as if their partners fail to fulfill their expectations around expressions of intimacy, which is why we got to talk to each other and clearly define what we're needing and what we're looking for when it comes to connecting in an intimate way. So why is intimacy important? All right, we'll look at some of the research. According to Erickson, in 1963, the formation of true intimacy is a pivotal juncture in forming a solid sense of personal identity, but is also connected to the development of healthy sexual and romantic relationships. Prager in 1995 talked about how intimacy facilitates individual well-being by fulfilling very important psychological needs for humans. The need to be attended to, to feel like someone will take care of you. The need to be understood, and the need to be known on a deep level by another human being who accepts and values them. Now, there are lots of possible negative outcomes when someone lacks intimacy in their lives. And it could lead to higher rates of depression, senses of isolation, loneliness, physical health problems, and a decreased ability to deal with trauma.